thing about SunnyV2 as a YouTuber. He is always trying to go for plausible deniability.
It's one of the greatest challenges of business, how to oversee its operations while making sure you don't actually see anything.
SunnyV2 will never simply say, I think it's bad that Ninja talks about racism. No, he'll launder that opinion through audiences. The audiences are upset about Ninja talking about racism, and me, I'm just a documentor. I'm just reporting on the facts. I don't have stake in the game of Ninja talking about racism. I'm just reporting on the news.
Tyson, aka Christhememegod, used to arguably be the most masculine out of all the MrBeast cast members. However, in recent times, Chris has had a major change in appearance since he has been taking estrogen hormones in order to feminize himself.
This is obviously the case with Chris, MrBeast's employee and friend. He's not going to come out and say, I think it's bad when people transition. No, he'll just surf the internet for the most heinous, disgusting comments about the transition and report that information as though he doesn't have stake in the game.
But here at the Harson's Institute of Plausible Deniability, you learn that even the highest ranking executives can successfully claim they know all.
Chris went from lighting campfires and raising a family with his beautiful wife to now trying to be a wife with his man buns and long nails. There goes a father figure the kid won't ever be able to look up to. Hard times create strong men create good times create weak men, and weak men create hard times. Weak man times.
It is, by default, an extremely cowardly and embarrassing way to make videos, but in the case of this new video, it's like way worse.
I think Jimmy is in an inescapable situation. If he kicks out Chris, cancelled. If he don't, his channel will die for real. An inescapable situation is a pretty good way of describing the drama, which is also why it deserves the harsh label of being a nightmare. Jimmy has no option but to publicly express acceptance of Chris's transition, as silence or even worse, disapproval would come with obvious severe repercussion.
He's not saying anything in particular about what Chris should do or about whether or not MrBeast should fire them. No, all he's saying is that Chris, the human being, is a liability to the brand and that maybe they might need to be snipped off.
Chris showed many masculine features just a few years ago. Since he wore short hair, was pretty strongly built, he dressed masculine, and would always be the person that would show their masculinity in challenges. Therefore, it might seem very unexpected seeing that Chris started painting his nails, started growing out and curling his hair, started wearing more feminine clothes, and became more feminine in general. As of today, Chris seems to be gender non-confirming and doesn't specify which pronouns he wants to be referred with, and simply says any pronouns. But we first need to understand what feelings and thoughts lead to humans becoming transgender in the first place. It is not fully researched and understood yet what the underlying causes of being transgender are, but according to the American Psychological Association, experts believe that the main reasons are biological factors such as genetic influences and prenatal hormone levels, early experiences, and experiences later in adolescence or adulthood. But this is where it gets interesting. According to the same source, some embrace the transgender feelings while others struggle with feelings of shame or confusion. Those who transition later in life may have struggled to fit in adequately as they assign sex, only to later face dissatisfaction with their lives. These are the exact feelings that Chris has tweeted about when announcing his bisexuality. Also, I want to use my all to let everyone know that I am bisexual, and when I told the few people I did when I was 16, I got a lot of negative backlash from friends/family. So when Chris was not able to talk freely about his sexuality, the same might go for his gender identity. The people around Chris, such as friends and family, might have not been very supportive of Chris's change, since it is unclear what opinion the MrBeast crew had about LGBT people. We know that Jimmy and Chris had made a video joking about transgender people, so they might have not been very supportive back then. Many people also had or still have the opinion that being transgender, or generally having gender dysphoria, is a mental illness.
You know, not a lot of things make me want to come back to the internet and pay that much attention. But I gotta be honest, this whole SunnyV2 discourse that ended up happening, which essentially ended up becoming the woke versus the anti-SJWs again for like the 100th time, really is an entertaining thing. And it's really, it opens up a discussion, which is great, and it strikes interest and stuff, you know, because all you can ever do on this kind of thing is speculate about why they did what, and anything you do at this point is going to be invasive for one reason or another. I found a couple clips, as you can see. Oh yes, I let it run for 3 minutes all straight. But I found a couple clips that I think perfectly detail this whole situation as a whole, including the whole reason as to why he would have transitioned in the first place. So I just had to bring that out there as the real reason why Chris Tyson decided to transition. You know, the definitive reason as of now. I know people are gonna probably be like, this is incredibly invasive, Sen, and if you do feel that way, go fuck yourself, because I don't care. And for that matter, I don't care if Sunny V2 had motives to, I want to say ulterior motives, but it's more of like, if he just felt like making a video to get money, if he felt like making a video to what he wanted to speculate on, who are you to really get mad at him for that? I mean, you know, we're going to do his hippy dippy nonsense and be like, you're allowed to get mad at everything, bro. Yes, you, you know, maybe you break some toast. You know, you don't butter your toast right and you're allowed to cry. You're right. Just like iDubbbz is allowed to be a cuckold as well. You're right. Anyway, that all being said, though, I think we're reaching about the ending of this drama, whatever you want to call it. The ending of this squeeze, the ending of this milking, if you want to call it that. A rage bait, whatever. I don't know. I think that I came in... It's crazy because I came into this as a person that didn't even know fuck all about any of these people, right? Except for MrBeast. Everybody knows about MrBeast. But I didn't know anything about any of these people. All I saw was a bunch of people on Twitter getting upsetty spaghetti, angy at this guy, Sunny V2, who is probably a loser. Maybe, who knows? Maybe toss me a couple hundreds here and I'll take that back. But he doesn't seem like that important of a person. He makes videos that are okay, I guess. I mean, they're not... I have no real opinion on them because I don't classify it as content that's good or praiseworthy. It's just content that's out there that, quite frankly, I think one of the clips, one of the videos I showed earlier is better than the Sunny V2 video, which got outrage, I think, just because it's a Sunny V2 video, for being honest. There's probably a bunch of people that wanted to cancel him, and they just jumped on this as soon as they can, or just people looking for a reason to be angry for no reason. It's the fucking internet, dude. Chill the fuck out. If Chris Tyson didn't want to let it be known that he was a father, or anything of that sort that you guys call invasive as a defense or a cope, then he wouldn't have made all this public to millions of people, knowing that he is a figure with millions of people watching him. I think he would have thought a little more about that, but anyhow. Anyway, we're heading down the ending of this whole drama, this trilogy, this legacy, and I figured that I'd just go ahead and splice together some shit that perfectly just correlates and really puts everything in perspective in regards to this whole situation with Chris Tyson. And to anybody that has just been woke and is using these situations to further their agenda and to just try to cancel people they don't like, that's very shameful. You shouldn't do that. It's very fucked up. But that's all I have for this video. I hope it was somewhat informative. I hope it got your blood rushing. I hope it made you angry or happy. Either or. Both positive emotions in their own right. And I'll see you all in the next one, in the next video. We'll see what fun shit ends up happening, guys. Till then, have a good rest of your night.